And as they practice the path, I have observed about some 12 to 15 couples, after following this path and practicing this path, in about 6 months to 1 year, they realized that their home itself, their house itself is becoming like a temple. They felt it. They felt it. Many more people, many more couples experienced it. They don't feel like going to any other temples, because they feel that in their house both Prakriti and Paramatma are there. They felt like that. And after practicing the path so purely, they felt it. They found a lot of peace in the house. And not only that way, I am not talking about all this happened after 3 years. No, in just about 1 year, 6 months to 1 year practice of this path, they experienced this, that their house itself became like a temple, and many more people started coming to their houses, and they felt a lot of peace in their houses. This has happened practically. So that kind of path is Omism. But what happens is, in the path of Omism, after coming here, the hidden traits will majorly awaken in the first 6 months to 1 year, and then from 1 year to 2 years, until 2 years. Lot of traits will awaken from them, and then those traits cannot be controlled by them. It's like, say for example, you have a deeply written trait called smoking. You could have probably quit it forcibly many years ago, but still that trait is lurking inside. It's hidden inside. To certain extent, Guru will erase it, but still, if the trait is so strong, it will surface the physical life. Again, it will surface. So again, maybe after coming to this path, maybe for about 3 months or something, you will smoke and then you will quit it. No, it doesn't mean that after coming to this path, I have started smoking, I became bad. What is the value addition this path is doing? You cannot question like that. See, you cannot look at temporary fix actually. It has to be a permanent fix, forever. The bug inside of smoking has to be gone from your system forever. So, it may arise and then it will surface the life and then you will leave it. Like that, so many things will come back to life, like jealousy, hatred, anger, sometimes the knowledge of knowing the spirituality, you people suddenly feel that you have known all the spirituality, this is not right, that is not right, what this path is talking about is not right. You may probably research a lot, you will come to false conclusions that this path is not correct, this is wrong, because by talking about it is again another trait actually. So that will be there again for about 3 months or 6 months. Maybe some people even call me that I am bad, I am not a good guru. So many things. That's meant to erase the data. So they throw the stones for some time, they may call me bad. That's okay, I can accept them. And sometimes I'll also shout or scold them. But either way, but with the rapture of to and fro actions, basically the traits will go away. That's a good thing for them. Whether in this whole story, even if I have become a bad man, that's okay. See, from the truth perspective, the truth knows whether I am bad or not. But if you think that I am bad, that's okay. So I am here to take both praise and disgrace. Grace and disgrace the same way. If you call me a great man, that's okay. That doesn't come to me. Just because you call me I'm a loser or I'm a bad man, that's also okay for me. Huh? But you go forward, you move forward, you go towards knowing the self and get liberated. That's the actual interest of the guru or the guru of this path, and the intention of this path is that. See, the unmarried people will have to wait till they get married, and then their actual process will start. Till then, they will have to they'll have to do the kriyas of preliminary level, and by doing those exercises or kriyas, they will be connected to their perfect life partners, so that they can meaning these people are practicing the spirituality, and when by practicing this path, the unmarried people naturally will meet the right partner who cooperates with them in their spiritual practice. Such people will get married together, and then they as couple again get forward by following this path. That's how it happens with the unmarried people. And the married people, after the husband having the guru inside, the Nirakara guru inside, the wife will surrender to him, taking the husband as the guru, and then they can practice for about 12 years, in about 12 to 15 years. This is how Naga Babas or people who practice spirituality, it happens. It's that's the process actually. It takes about 12 years minimum, and then you can here and there put about couple of years. So we're talking about 12 to 15 years, 12 to 13 years kind of range. They will perfectly mature in knowing the self, and till then they go through various situations that will reveal them the truth. By practicing the path, they will have all these revelations. Naturally, they will get revealed out of so many situations. They will be revealed the truth. So this is how they will practice in this path. I asked many married women, after practicing this path for about 3 years or 4 years, I asked them actually, who is your guru? They say their husband is their guru. I am only there, just like a friend, probably, They will give me the respect, hello, namaste, guru ji, or something like that, they say. So I may be just able to give some here and there tips. Maybe I can talk about 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but not beyond that. I don't get into much deeper levels of guiding them, because after 3 years the guidance happens from within, 90%. For 10% of help, probably they can call me and then check with me. But then the art of listening to the voice inside, the guru's voice inside, and then guidance is required. The real situations come perfectly to the married people, because they go to office, they come back home, they deal with the life with the partner, they deal with the children, they take the children to the hospitals, they deal with the in-laws, they deal with the parents, they deal with the society, and then they deal with buying properties, required properties, because they would also require the prosperity, not like those unmarried people or unmarried so-called saints who sat under the trees, They lived with an underwear, they lived in an underwear, and they ate little fruits, and they lived, and then they advised something and then went. Those are all impractical ways of teachings. So the truth is that even those saints who were underworlds, they are also going to come down. As per the laws of nature, they are also going to come down, and then they will go through this process, and then they will be shown their own teachings, whether they are perfect or not. So only the married couple can have the perfect exposure to the all situations, so that they can get the realization. But not those who are not married and all, who leave the houses and go to Himalayas and all. They wouldn't be able to go through the real situations and practically experience the life. The Omism's aim is to have such pure couples, who practice the spiritual path by following the Sanatana Dharma and other various practices. By doing so, both nature and the consciousness of the cosmos get balanced. This is what the Omism and its path intends. Say for instance, you are married, and after marriage you came here, you adopted this Omism path, and you follow this path for a couple of years, and your partner doesn't follow this path, or probably your partner is not a spiritual partner. So if that is the case, you need to be patient enough based on your practice and then faith and all. Your partner might change to cooperate with you together to lead this path by following the ancient way of living life, like a rishi way of living life. In a modern way. Again, it doesn't mean that I am saying you all go to some mountains and live. So you live actually the life in a modern way. Again, inside you are like rishi, but outside you wear jeans, pants and things like that. So that is what I am talking about. So if your partner, even after practicing for a few years, if your partner is not cooperating with you and things like that, that's your karma for this life. Maybe you will have to wait for the next life, for the next level evolution, to evolve together with the partner. But you cannot enforce your partner to follow this path, which I never recommend. Spirituality is not a forcible one. It has to happen very naturally. You cannot rub your opinions and beliefs and okay, that's okay, you are following the path, but it doesn't mean that you apply this forcibly on somebody. That's adharma. You cannot do it. If your partner willingly comes and then likes this path, and if the partner follows this path naturally, that's okay. But forcibly making someone following is not good, and even if it is done, that will not help you at all.